Now we're going to continue with our settings. Another thing I want to show you is the integration with OneDrive and OneNote. OneDrive is free disk space that you get from Microsoft, and it's great because, for instance, if you have a smartphone, you can install the OneDrive app on your smartphone, and you can sync the pictures with your smartphone and automatically appear in OneDrive and consequently on your computer. And there's a lot of other OneDrive integrations you can do with it. But first thing we want to do is set it up so that and tell it what we want to synchronize. So if we click over here, you'll see the OneDrive app right here. So if we click on that, and we can open the OneDrive folder. Okay, so right now it's just you doing our documents and pictures. Now, if we go back here and we right click on it, and then we go to settings, here we can decide what we want to synchronize. So start OneDrive automatically when I sign into Windows, so it'll run in the background, and usually that's what you're going to want to do. Then you'll see here there's an option to let you fetch any file from this computer from OneDrive. And if you turn this on, you'll be able to fetch things like videos and stream videos and so on from another device. Okay, and then we have autosave here. So this is for saving when you attach a camera or other device. It'll pull the pictures and media off that phone. And same here for screenshots when you capture a screenshot. Now here is where you choose the folders that you want to be able to sync. So I got sync all files and folders in my OneDrive. And you may have a more extensive list than this on your computer. On my other account, I have a much bigger list of things that I can synchronize. And down here it tells you how much space it's going to use and how much space you have on your disk. Then there's a performance option just to allow it to upload in batches. Okay, so it's nice to be able to do that, and then you can access OneDrive from any of your other devices and get your folders and files and media that way. Now the other thing I want to show you that is pretty neat, if we go in here, this is your notification center, and you'll see Note here. Now again, this is for the OneNote application. And again, you can install OneNote on your other devices, and then whenever you make a note on any device, you can access it from any other device. Okay, so automatically saved and so on. So let's start using OneNote. It's part of the Office suite, but this is a free part of it. Okay, and it needs a default notebook, so it'll come up with one here. Just click OK. And it's as simple as that. Now you can use the note application here. You can make notes in here. You can draw on it. You can insert pictures and so on in here. And that's it. So you just create your notes, and then you can get them from any device. I use this quite a lot between my different devices. Okay, now one thing that's really handy to have with any Windows system is God mode. Now this is not new to Windows 10, but many people may not know about it. Now God mode gives you a central place for all your settings. So here's how to get it. Right click on your desktop, go to New, and then Folder. Now I'm going to give you a string to paste in, but you paste that string in for the name and hit enter. You now have God mode. Now let's open up God mode. Okay, so now you have a huge menu of all the different things that you can access from here, settings and tasks and so on. So basically it gives you a one-stop shop of the different things you can do on your computer. Okay, as you see, it's very extensive. So that's one of the things with Windows 10. We have disjointed settings. I shouldn't say disjointed. we have two different ways of doing it, and sometimes they interact with each other. So if we go into all settings here, so we have this way of accessing settings. And then when you go into here, sometimes you have to go into another part of it to set something else. So if we go into themes, for instance, while I'm in here, I'm going to show you something else. And this will illustrate my point. Desktop icon settings. You'll see I have the trash bin and this PC here. Now, if you don't have this PC on your computer, this is how you can put it on here. If you had my computer on one of your other computers, on your computer when you upgraded, you'll see this here. But if it wasn't and you want it on here, this is where you set it. So let's go to desktop icon settings. Okay, so this is actually bringing up something that you can access from the control panel. So you just check what you want to show on your desktop from here. Okay, so you just check and click OK. You can change the icons. So you see what I mean about things that are integrating back and forth between the new Windows settings and the control panel. So I won't say it's disjointed, but they work together, and there's two different ways to get at things. And that's why you might want to put God mode onto your desktop. Okay, now the next thing I want to talk about is Cortana and the search bar. You see the search bar down here. I don't like it like this. What I like to do is not have it take up so much room. So I just go over here and say search icon, show search icon, and then I get this. Okay, now when you click on this, you get, the first time in, you'll get some settings or some search things here, and you can start typing to search. But if you go here, this is your settings, and this is where you can turn Cortana on. Now Cortana isn't available everywhere. You have to have certain settings on your PC. Now where I am, this is grayed out, but I can turn it on if I want to, and I'm going to show you how to do that if you can't get at Cortana. So what we want to do is go to Control Panel, and then over here we want to go Clock, Language, and Region. And then we want to go to Region. Okay, so let's go over to Location, and I'm in Canada, so that's what of course what I chose. However, Cortana doesn't work when you have this set as Canada. So I'm going to set it to United States. Click OK. Then we're going to go to Languages. And you'll have some language packs in here already. So English Canada and English United States. Let's go to Cortana again, into the settings. And you'll see now I can turn it on. So if you can't get at Cortana and you want to use it, that's what you need to do. Make sure you have the US language pack installed and that you are on the US locale or one of the other ones that it supports if you don't want to use English. Okay, so of course if you want Cortana on, you just turn it on right here. Okay, so it's just going to give you an introduction here. Now, remember before I said remember we turned off a bunch of settings to get to know you and so on? With Cortana, you're going to need to turn these back on. Okay, so you pick a name. Okay, so it's starting up here. So now you can go ahead and you can pick the things that you like. It tells you what some of the things that it can do, and then you can start talking to it down here. Now, if we go in here now, we're in the notebook. And with the notebook, you can go in and you can do the different things that you want to do. So here we are back in the settings again. If we want to use Hey Cortana to start it, we can turn that on. And then anytime we want to start Cortana, we can do it that way. So it's going to go through and look at your microphone. Peter talks to his computer. He prefers it to typing and particularly prefers it. Okay, so it's set up. Hey Cortana. Oh, let's close that. Hey Cortana. Okay, so there it is. Hey Cortana. What is the temperature? Okay, so it didn't find it. Now, the reason, or one of the reasons anyway, is because of our privacy settings. Remember, we turned off location, we turned on get to know me, and we turned off a whole bunch of settings that we may need to turn back on for this to work properly. Okay, so I'm not going to go too much further into Cortana. It can do a lot, but I wanted to just show you that you can turn it on and then you can start to use it by voice command or just by typing things in. Now the last thing I want to show you in here is how to uninstall the files for an old Windows version. So let's go into this PC. Then I'm going to go to the disk my Windows is installed on. I'm going to right click on it and properties. Now only do this if you're sure you don't want to roll back. You only have 30 days to do it, and if you don't want to roll back, then you can do this if you're absolutely positive, and I am. So once you're in here, go to disk cleanup, and it'll think for a minute before loading. Okay, so this shows you some things in here that you can clean. This is the usual stuff. As you see, I have some memory files I can delete there, but anyway, you'll see down here, clean up system files. So if we click on that, it'll bring up the system files that we can clean off. Okay, so right now it's scanning previous Windows installations, which is what we want. So we just got to wait for it to finish. Okay, so that is done going through there. You'll see all the different things here. So we have Windows upgrade log files. We have system error memory dump files. We saw that in the last one, but if we roll down here, you'll see here previous Windows installation, 19.7 gigabytes. And temporary Windows installation files, 3.79 gigabytes. So I got like 23 gigabytes of data I can recover there. All I would have to do is check those, click OK, and they go away. Now, only do this if you're absolutely positive you're not going to roll back. I'm not going to do that right now. And then let's just go in here. I want to show you. You'll see down here where it says Windows.old. That's what it's going to get rid of, or some of what it's going to get rid of, most of what it's going to get rid of. Now you can't just right click and delete it. It won't do it. So that's how you get rid of that. Okay, so I think we're done with all the settings I want to show you. In the next video, we're going to go over some of the new features of Windows 10.